Cancer, stop. Do not scroll past this. I need you to hear me right now because the cards have been screaming your name since before the sun rose this morning. August 13th, 2026. Mark this energy in your bones. Someone is about to love you in a way that makes every previous love look like a rehearsal. Not a small love, not a safe love. A love so full, so terrifyingly tender, that your chest will ache the moment you realize it's real. And the twist, Cancer. This person has been circling you longer than you think. They've been watching, waiting, fighting something inside themselves before they could finally come forward. And what they're about to say to you, it changes everything. Before we go deeper, I need you to do something small but sacred. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from right now, just your city, just your country. Let me see how far this light is traveling. And if your heart just skipped, tap subscribe. You're going to want to be here for what comes next. You didn't just stumble onto this video by accident. The algorithm doesn't work like this when spirit is deeply involved. Your higher self, your guides, the very energy of your soul pulled this exact reading onto your screen on this exact day. August 13th, 2026. You have been vibrating at a frequency of deep aching anticipation, and the universe finally had to intervene to give you a sign. I know how heavy your physical body has felt lately. I know about the sudden chest flutters that hit you out of nowhere, right when you're trying to focus on your daily tasks or drive home in the quiet of your car. You've been carrying this strange, restless tension in your jaw and your shoulders, a physical tightness that no amount of stretching, resting, or sleeping seems to fix. You find yourself checking your phone with a sense of urgency, waking up with a jolt in the middle of the night, your heart racing before your eyes are even fully open. You thought this was just anxiety. You thought something was wrong with your nervous system, or that you were just frayed from everything you've been forced to endure this year. But I am here to tell you that this isn't anxiety, and you are not broken. This is your physical vessel trying to contain a massive, overwhelming energetic download. Your body is reacting to a frequency that is rapidly approaching you, vibration of pure love and destiny that your human mind hasn't quite caught up to yet. You are literally vibrating with the anticipation of a miracle. The physical symptoms you've been experiencing are just the friction of your old reality shedding away to make room for this new timeline. And it's not just your waking body that is feeling this profound shift. Your subconscious mind has been working overtime, trying to translate this incoming miracle into symbols and feelings you can understand. Think about your dreams lately. Have you been dreaming of water? Not just a gentle stream, but vast, deep, overwhelming bodies of water, or perhaps houses you've never seen before with hidden, beautiful rooms you are just now discovering. You might be having flashes of memory, intrusive thoughts of a specific moment, or smelling familiar, comforting scent when absolutely no one is around. You keep hearing a certain song on the radio, or seeing the same repeating numbers on the clock, or catching a glimpse of someone who looks just like them in a crowded room, only to realize it was a trick of the light. These aren't random coincidences, Cancer. These are breadcrumbs left by your spirit team. Your intuition is screaming at you, pinging your awareness, trying to prepare your heart for what is about to walk through your door. You've been doubting your own mind lately, wondering if you're just imagining things because you want it to be true so badly. The logical part of your brain has been trying to protect you from disappointment by telling you to lower your expectations. But that deep, quiet knowing in your gut, that is the truth. That is the spiritual certainty trying to break through the loud, chaotic noise of your logical fears. You are not making this up. The energy is real, and it is moving toward you right now. I know how deeply exhausted you are, though, beneath the excitement and the signs. I know the silent tears you've cried when no one was looking. I know the moments you've curled up in bed and wondered why you always have to be the one who loves the hardest, who gives the most, who waits the longest, and who forgives the easiest. As Cancer, your heart is a sanctuary, but you have felt so deeply unchosen, so incredibly unseen by the people who were supposed to cherish and protect you. You've been carrying this heavy, sinking fear that maybe you are just meant to be the healer for everyone else, but never the one who gets to be held, nurtured, and adored in return. You have given so much of your emotional energy to people who only took, leaving you feeling hollowed out and questioning your own worth. But that pain, that profound disappointment, it has been your greatest and most necessary teacher. The universe had to break your heart open to make room for what is coming. It had to burn away the karmic ties, the energetic vampires, the situationships and one-sided connections that only drained your beautiful, nurturing spirit. You had to reach this point of absolute surrender, this quiet, sacred space where you finally looked in the mirror and said, I am done settling for crumbs. I am done pouring from an empty cup. And the exact moment you claimed that boundary, the moment you decided you were worthy of a love that feels like a true sanctuary, the entire timeline shifted. The pain you felt wasn't a punishment, it was a clearing. It was the universe violently and lovingly protecting your future. Now, as we stand on the edge of this divine window, I need you to understand the strange silence that has surrounded you lately. You have felt a sudden distance, quietness in your connections, especially with one specific person who holds a massive piece of your heart. It felt like a withdrawal, and your trauma brain immediately told you that you were being abandoned or that they were losing interest. But I need you to look closer at the energy between you. This silence is not a rejection. It is an incubation. The magnetic pull between you and this person has become so intensely powerful, so undeniably real, that it required a pause. They are not ignoring you because they don't care. They are quiet because they are undergoing a massive internal reckoning. They are sitting with the sheer weight of what you mean to them, and it is terrifying them in the most beautiful, humbling way possible. They are realizing the depth of their own feelings, confronting their own emotional walls, and preparing to step into a version of themselves that is actually capable of holding your heart without dropping it. You are being prepared to receive a love that doesn't just want you, but reveres you. A love that sees your depth and doesn't run away from it, but dives right inches butt before they can fully come forward. Before the text arrives, or the words are finally spoken out loud, there is a specific energetic lock that needs to be turned. There is a final layer of their internal world that you need to understand. Because if you don't see what they are battling right now behind closed doors, you might misinterpret their next move. You might pull away right when they are finally reaching out. I need you to stay with me, because the context of their silence is the key to unlocking this miracle. Right now, in this very moment, this person is not living their life the way they used to. Something fundamental has cracked open inside of them, and they cannot pretend it hasn't. They are going through a quiet, private reckoning that no one around them can see. On the surface, they might be functioning normally, going through their routines, smiling at the right moments, keeping themselves occupied. But underneath all of that, there is a storm of realization that is slowly dismantling every wall they built to keep you at a distance. They are remembering things, Cancer, small things. The exact way you looked at them when they were having a terrible day, and you didn't try to fix it, you just sat with them in the dark. The specific words you said that made them feel seen for the very first time. They are replaying conversations at 2 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, wondering how they ever convinced themselves they could walk away from what you offered them so freely. And here is what is truly shifting inside them. They are not just missing you. Missing is passive. Missing is a gentle ache that fades with distraction. What they are feeling is not gentle. It is a bone-deep recognition that they made a profound error in judgment. They convinced themselves that the intensity of your love was too much, or that the timing wasn't right, or that they needed to figure themselves out first before they could give you what you deserved. And in that space of stepping back, in that silence they created, they discovered something terrifying. They discovered that the world without your warmth in it is colder than they ever anticipated. They discovered that no amount of busyness, no distraction, no new face or new situation can replicate the safety they felt in your presence. They are realizing that your love was not a burden. It was the rarest gift they have ever been handed, and they are sick with the regret of almost letting it slip through their fingers. But I need you to understand something crucial here, because this is where your energy plays a role in what happens next. They are fighting their own pride right now. They are drafting messages in their mind, typing out words and deleting them, rehearsing what they want to say but terrified of how it will land. They are afraid that they waited too long. They are afraid that you have moved on, that you have finally closed the door, that the version of you who loved them with that fierce, unconditional devotion has packed up and left, and that fear is the only thing slowing them down, not a lack of feeling, not indifference. Fear, the fear of a person who knows they are about to ask for grace they are not sure they deserve. And the emotional turn here, the beautiful shift happening in the unseen realm, is that their fear is transforming into determination. They are deciding, right now in this window of energy, that they would rather face your boundaries, and your truth than spend one more day pretending you are not the most important person in their emotional world. Before I tell you exactly what is coming and how it will arrive, I need to pause for a moment and speak to your spirit directly. If this reading is landing in your chest right now, if you feel that warm flush of recognition, if you are nodding and whispering yes to your screen, then I need you to make a small promise to yourself and to this community. Subscribe to Trusted Tarot. Not because I need a number to go up, but because you deserve to have a sacred space where your intuition is honored, where your feelings are validated, and where the universe sends you messages when you need them most. By subscribing, you are telling the universe that you are open, that you are ready to receive, that you are no longer hiding from your own spiritual knowing. You are claiming your seat at this table. And if there is someone in your life, friend, a sister, soul you love who is also walking through a season of waiting, share this with them. Let this light travel. Let it find the person who is crying quietly in the next room. Now, the reason I asked you to stay, the reason I could not rush to the reveal, is because you need the full context for what is about to happen. This is not a random text message. This is not a casual check-inches. What is coming to you in this August window is the culmination of months of silent growth, of karmic lessons being completed on both sides. The universe did not bring you two together initially just to separate you. It brought you together to plant a seed, then it separated you so the soil could be tilled, so the weeds of ego and fear and old wounding could be pulled out by the root. And now, on this specific date, August 13th, 2026, the soil is finally ready, the energy has ripened, the silence has done its holy work, and what is about to break through the surface is not a small, fragile sprout. It is a full, undeniable bloom. They are going to reach out, and when they do, it will not be casual, it will not be a simple, hey, or a reaction to a story. What they are preparing to deliver is a confession. A full, unguarded, trembling confession of everything they have been too afraid to say. They are going to look at you, whether in person or through the glow of a screen, and they are going to strip away every layer of defense they have ever worn. They are going to tell you that you were the standard by which they now measure everything. They are going to tell you that no one else has ever made them feel the way you did, not with the noise, not with the performance, but with the quiet, steady, unwavering love that only you possess. And the outcome, the sacred outcome that the cards are showing me with absolute clarity, is that they are going to love you more deeply, more intentionally, more fiercely than anyone in your entire life ever has. This is not a love that takes from you. This is a love that finally pours back into you. When this message finally arrives, it is not going to look like the breadcrumbs they used to throw you. It is not going to be a vague reaction to a story, a late-night ambiguous text, or a casual attempt to test the waters to see if you are still emotionally available to them. What is coming is a definitive, undeniable crossing of the threshold. You will be in the middle of an ordinary moment. Perhaps you are washing dishes, driving home from work, or simply staring out the window lost in thought when your phone will vibrate or ring. And the moment you see their name, your heart will do that familiar, heavy flip. But when you open the message, or when you hear the slight tremor in their voice on the other end of the line, the energy will be entirely different. There will be no games, there will be no hidden agendas. They are bringing you a confession, yes, but more importantly, they are bringing you an invitation to step out of the shadows and into a shared, tangible reality. They are going to lay out a vision of what a life with you actually looks like, stripped of the excuses and the delays that kept you apart before. They are going to tell you that they are done running, done hiding, and done pretending that anyone else can fill the space you occupy in their soul. They are coming back with a decision already made, and that decision is you. But Cancer? I need to give you a very serious, very loving warning right now. This is where the reading shifts from a beautiful promise to a profound spiritual responsibility. When this message arrives, when this miracle finally lands in your lap, your nervous system is going to panic. You have spent so much time in the waiting room of this connection, so much time bracing for disappointment, that your trauma brain has wired itself to expect pinches when they finally offer you the open, vulnerable, unconditional love you have been crying out for. Your ego will try to protect you by rejecting it. You will feel a sudden urge to be cold. You will feel the instinct to reply with a short, guarded, one-word answer just to maintain the upper hand. You will want to make them work for it, to punish them slightly for the silence, to build a wall so they can't hurt you again. Do not let the ghost of past betrayals hijack this miraculous moment. If you meet their newly opened, trembling heart with a shield of indifference, you will confuse their vulnerable energy and push them right back into their fear. When that text comes through, or when that call connects, I need you to pause. Do not react from the wounded part of you that feels like you've been waiting too long. Breathe deeply into your belly. Place your hand over your heart and remind yourself that you prayed for this exact moment. You asked the universe to soften them, to bring them clarity, to send them back to you with pure intentions. The universe has delivered. Do not block the blessing because it feels unfamiliar to receive it so openly. Receive this clearly, not defensively. Let your response be warm, grounded, and open. You do not have to hand them your entire soul in the very first second, but you must leave the door unlocked. Let them see that the sanctuary they are looking for is still there, and that you are finally ready to let them inside. This is the ultimate test of your spiritual growth. Can you trust the love you have manifested, even when it requires you to drop your armor? And this brings us to the profound mystery of why this is happening exactly now, on August 13th, 2026. You might be asking yourself why it couldn't have happened in the spring, or why they didn't realize this during the winter when you were feeling so incredibly lonely. The timing of the universe is never early, and it is never late. It is meticulously, flawlessly precise. Mid-August carries a very specific, potent energetic signature. The fiery, ego-driven portal of the early summer has just closed, and the energy is now settling deep into the heart space, transitioning into the grounded, practical reality of the coming autumn. If this person had come back to you 3 months ago, they would have only brought you passion. They would have brought you intensity. But they would not have had the emotional stamina to build a foundation. They would have swept you off your feet, only to drop you again when the reality of true commitment set inches end. If they had waited until late autumn to return, your heart would have already closed. You would have done the necessary healing work to detach, and you would have looked at them with polite indifference, having outgrown the need for their validation. August 13th is the divine intersection. It is the exact, razor-thin window where their internal emotional clock has finally aligned with your spiritual readiness. The universe kept them in the waiting room just long enough for them to realize the true value of what they hold, and it kept you in the fire just long enough for you to realize your own unshakable worth. This timing is the result of your silence. It is the result of you pulling your energy back, focusing on your own healing, and refusing to chase them. Your stillness created the vacuum that pulled them back. The energetic ripening of this connection could only happen in this exact astrological and spiritual window. The soil is prepared, the seed has sprouted, and the harvest of this love is finally here. I know how profoundly tired you are, Cancer. Beneath the excitement of these signs, beneath the sudden rushes of hope and the fluttering in your chest, there is a deep, marrow-level exhaustion that you have been carrying for months. I see the nights you spent staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning, your mind racing through every conversation, every text, every look, trying to figure out where you went wrong or what you could have done differently to keep them close. I know about the silent tears that soaked into your pillow when you thought no one was watching, the heavy, sinking feeling in your stomach when you realized another day had passed without their name lighting up your screen. You have felt so incredibly foolish for holding onto hope. You have looked in the mirror and scolded yourself for being too soft, too forgiving, too willing to leave the door unlocked for someone who seemed perfectly fine walking away. You have carried the heavy burden of being the one who loves the deepest, the one who feels the most, the one who always has to do the emotional heavy lifting while the other person simply watches. But I need you to hear this, and I need you to let it sink all the way down into your bones. Your hope was never foolish. Your softness was never a weakness. The fact that you did not let this world turn you cold, the fact that you did not let their silence calcify your beautiful, nurturing heart is the greatest spiritual victory of your life. You thought you were just surviving the pain, but you were actually doing the most sacred alchemy. You were transmuting your grief into a frequency so pure, so undeniable, that it literally bent the universe to your will. The tears you cried were not a sign of your defeat. They were the water washing away the debris of your old life. You were hollowing yourself out so that this massive, overwhelming miracle could finally have a place to live inside you. You are not broken from the waiting. You are expanded. You are ready. And yet, as this new reality approaches, new fear is beginning to rise in your throat. It is the fear of permanence. when you have spent so long in the chaotic, unpredictable waters of anxiety and longing. Peace can actually feel terrifying. Your nervous system has become so accustomed to the highs and lows, the chasing and the pulling away, that the idea of a calm, steady, deeply committed love feels almost suspicious. You are secretly terrified that the moment you let your guard down, the moment you finally exhale and allow yourself to be fully loved, the rug will be pulled out from under you again. You are afraid that this is just another cycle, another fleeting moment of clarity they will have before they retreat back into their shell. You are bracing for the impact of a disappointment that is no longer coming. I need you to release that bracing right now. I need you to tell your nervous system that the war is over. This is not a temporary shift in the weather. This is a complete change in the climate. The universe did not put you through the fire just to hand you a lukewarm compromise. The person coming toward you is not coming back to test the waters. They are coming back to build a home. They have seen the depth of your ocean, and instead of being afraid of drowning, they have decided to learn how to swim. The energetic tether between you has been forged in the fires of your separation, and it is now unbreakable. You do not need to manage this connection. You do not need to control the outcome, or monitor their moods, or shrink yourself to make them comfortable. You are finally being invited to just exist, to just be held, to just be loved exactly as you are. The waiting room is closed, Cancer. The sanctuary is open. We are coming to the end of this reading, but before you close this video and return to your day, we must seal this energy. We must anchor this massive download into your physical body so that you do not unconsciously sabotage it out of fear. I want you to do this with me right now, wherever you are. If you can, close your eyes. If you are driving or in public, just soften your gaze. Take your right hand and place it gently, firmly, directly over the center of your chest. Feel the warmth of your palm against your skin. Feel the steady, rhythmic beating of your heart beneath your fingers. This heart has been through so much. It has been bruised, it has been guarded, it has been terrified, but it has never stopped beating. It has never stopped hoping. Now, I want you to take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, drawing the air all the way down into your belly, imagining a bright, golden light entering your body with the oxygen. Hold it at the top for just a second, feeling that golden light expand into every cell, every muscle, every hidden corner of your mind. And now, exhale slowly through your mouth with a soft sigh, pushing out the doubt, pushing out the fear, pushing out the memories of every time you felt unchosen. Do it again. Breathe in the certainty of August 13th, 2026. Breathe in the absolute knowing that your miracle is already in motion, already traveling toward you, already rearranging the physical world to match your internal frequency. And exhale the need to figure out the how or the when. Surrender the timeline to the divine. As you keep your hand on your heart, I want you to repeat this affirmation silently in your mind, or whisper it out loud if you are in a safe space. Say to yourself, I am deeply, profoundly, and safely loved. I release the pain of the past, and I open my arms to the miracle of my future. I am worthy of a love that stays. Let those words echo in the quiet space you have just created. Sit with this feeling for just a moment longer. Feel the lightness returning to your shoulders. Feel the tension melting away from your jaw. Feel the profound, quiet certainty settling into your spirit. You are not crazy. You are not imagining things. You are simply a deeply intuitive soul who is finally receiving the reward for your unwavering faith. This is where our journey together in this specific reading comes to a close, but your journey into this new timeline is just beginning. If this message found you at the exact right moment, if you felt the chills, the tears, or the deep sigh of relief as we spoke today, I need you to claim this energy right now. Go down to the comments and type one single word, miracle. Do not type a long story. Do not explain your situation. Just type miracle to lock this frequency into the physical realm, to tell the universe that you accept this delivery, and to signal to this person's energy that the door is officially open. When you type that word, you are signing your name to this new contract of love. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to Trusted Tarot and turn on the notifications. You are entering a season of massive spiritual and romantic unfolding, and you will need a guide to help you navigate the beautiful, overwhelming waters ahead. Share this video with one person who you know is waiting for a sign today. Be the angel that delivers their message. Thank you for trusting me with your energy, Cancer. Thank you for your beautiful, resilient heart. Walk in the absolute certainty that you are loved beyond measure. The miracle is here.